All right, so today I wanted to talk about my biggest financial regrets. Number one, not buying a duplex. So when I was like 19, 20 years old, I wanted to buy a duplex. I don't know, I always felt like it would have been such a great financial decision for me. I didn't have any money necessarily, but I always wanted to buy a duplex, and I ended up buying a single family home. But I feel like at a young age, I only had one child at the time, and I really wanted to buy a duplex because I was like, oh, I can live on one side and I can rent the other side out. And then I can move out and rent both of them and turn it into a rental property. But it just didn't work out that way. When we were out looking for a duplex, there were just none available. It's just something that is not very popular as a new build in the state of California. I mean, all the duplexes I see are in older neighborhoods, and I just couldn't find one. And so I bought a single family home. But I regret buying a duplex, especially before I started having children. Like when I had my one kid, I was like, okay, we can live in like a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom home, you know, actually a 2-bedroom. I was like, we can do a 2-bedroom. We can even do a 1-bedroom because she was really, really small. She was like a newborn. But I bought a single family home instead years later. And so I regret that. I wish I would have bought a duplex. Now duplexes are so expensive. Well, housing is just ridiculous right now. All right, my next regret is getting multiple degrees. I have too many degrees. Some of them I don't even use. Student loan debt is ridiculous. That's another video. I am in a student loan debt crisis, and I make 6 figures, and I'm just like, just take the degree, please. I'll give you my education back. Give me my money back. That's how I feel at this point. I am not an advocate for 4-year colleges. I'm sorry. Unless you are going to get like a free, I don't know, scholarship somewhere. I'm not an advocate for 4-year colleges. And believe me, I have multiple degrees. It's not because I don't want anyone to be smart. None of that. I just feel like student loans are the devil. I'm just kidding. Student loans are just, it's just a problem right now. And it's just like a weight on your back. And I wouldn't want to put that weight on anyone. That's why. I feel that if you get a degree, I think a community college is great if you can get one there. If you can even start off at a community college and transfer to a 4-year, if you feel like you have to get a bachelor's or you must get a bachelor's or a master's degree to do the field whatever field that you're in. But I just feel that any way that you can get around getting student loan debt will be best. I don't agree with it. Again, this buy now, pay later, it's not your friend. They're not your friend. They're selling you something that you don't want. They're selling you contaminated water. Nobody wants contaminated water. Multiple degrees, yes, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. I believe in education, and I think you can get education in many different ways. Now, if you get a job and your job is like, oh, we'll help pay for you to go to school, and then you can pay out of pocket of the rest, golden, do it. Don't do student loans. Don't believe in it. This, oh, you work here for 4 years and we'll pay it off. Don't listen to that. I'm telling you, do it if you want to, but don't do it. Okay, multiple degrees. Biggest regret, student loan debt. It's like there's like 6 tons on my back, and I want the tons off my back. Another thing is buying a new car. Now, I bought a new car in 2008. I paid it off, and I had my baby for years. I still have her. I love my baby, but she's getting old, and I was scared to drive her long distance. And I was commuting back and forth to work about an hour and a half. And so I got a new car because I was like, I need a new car because my old car is getting to where I don't think she's reliable for long distances. And I'm a woman. I don't want to be stranded anywhere. I have AAA, but last couple times I called them, they take a long time, and I just don't want to be stranded on the side of the road there. I wanted to buy a used, that was my thing. I'm never buying a new car, that was my thing. I wanted to buy a used Lexus, like an old school Lexus, like the SUV, because I needed more space for my kids. But they were like pretty much the same price as a brand new car at the time. Used cars and new cars were like neck and neck, maybe like a $7,000 to $10,000 difference. And I was like, well, what's the point of me taking on a used car that may break down and whatever, or may have problems, and I could just pay an extra 10 and get a new car. I do regret it. I wish I would have waited and got a used car. I hate my car payment. I love my car, but when I think about the extra money that I could have used from that new car towards my student loan so I can get that 6-pound ton off my back, I'm like, oh, no, you're still learning. That's why I say you're still learning. You got to get it in here. So I wish I would have not bought it. And then I thought about like, okay, I could give it back and I could pay the difference. And I have the cash to pay the difference of it, of the loss, because right when you drive off the car lot, just your own, just the profit of that. I mean, the value of that car, your own, right when you drive it off the lot. But then I was thinking like, okay, well, if I do that, it will take me about 3 years to get the money back that I need to put towards paying off that, the difference of my depreciation of the car. And so I said, well, and then I would have to still go out and buy a used car somewhere too. So that's, because I live in an area where there's the public transportation is impossible for me not to have a car. If I, live somewhere where there was a train and I could just take the train to and from work, I would just do that. But I have to have a car, and my little baby is just not reliable. And so I just said, okay, I'll just pay it off. But what I'm gonna do is do two payments a month. And the reason why I do that, because if I do that, I'll get one extra payment in a year. And then I'm not putting any extra money to this because my interest rate on my car is like 3 point something. I think it's 3.25. Whereas my interest rate on my student loans, some of them are like 5%. So to me, it's like if I have extra money, it's smarter for me to pay off my student loans first because they're at a higher interest rate than my car. But what I can do to help pay off my car first is to do 2 payments a month, and that will give me 1 extra payment a year. But those are my regrets. I think if you can find a way to get passive income, and you can do that by having rental property. Also, do not get multiple degrees. I don't believe in going to a very elite, expensive college just because you want to. I don't believe in that anymore. I used to, but now because I have that monster student debt weighing me down, that 6 tons, I just don't believe in it anymore. I don't want anyone to have that kind of stress on your back. So I think if you can go to a community college and pay out of pocket, if you can go to your local state college and pay out of pocket, or get some grants and some get some grants or some scholarships to pay, that's fine, but I wouldn't get any loans. I don't believe in it. Don't do it to yourself. Go get a job. Or go open a business. Go be an entrepreneur. You can do that too. Buying a new car, don't buy new cars. Honestly, my daughter is 16 and she doesn't even want her license. She's like, getting a car is a bill. Ma'am, you're right. Getting a car is a bill. Insurance, I just pay registration. Then you gotta fix it. Tire blew, just gotta get a new tire. And my old car, we don't really drive it that much. We may drive it maybe 10 miles, maybe every month. I mean, not month, but every week. Like we literally up the street and back, that's it. Still a tire blew out. So that's money right there. So just be mindful, cars are bills. I wouldn't get a brand new car off the lot. I think this is it for me. I will never do it. I know I said that before, but I think it's ingrained in here. Every time I make that payment, I have to remind myself that you made a bad decision to get that new car, and you knew you were making a bad decision and you did it anyways. So I'm gonna have to deal with that for the next 3 years of paying off that car. But when I do pay it off, I'm gonna love it. I love Toyota. They are excellent cars. They drive forever. I think my old baby has like 265,000 miles, and I still wake up in the morning, I turn her on and boop, she takes the kids to school. So there you go. All right, so hopefully that was helpful. My biggest regrets, hopefully you don't have these on your list. If they're a regret, I understand, but we're gonna do better. I'm gonna do better. We'll do better together. All right, bye.